borderline personality disorder. One of my favorites. And this one is a big one because there are so many symptoms. And, well, take depression, for example. Two people can have depression, and while they may have varying levels of depression, they ultimately have the same thing. Now take borderline personality disorder. Two people. They may have completely separate symptoms. They may not experience each other's symptoms at all, but they still both have borderline personality disorder. So it's a pretty broad disorder. In fact, it's so broad that they have split it up into 4 different types. But before all that, what is borderline personality disorder, or BPD? You know, it's really difficult to sum up. And I think the list of symptoms will show you why. A key part of BPD is one's self-image, how you see yourself. It is ever-changing, it is distorted, it is unstable. And we often find ourselves mirroring others, sort of trying to navigate our own lives by becoming someone else. Because if someone else has their stuff figured out and we just become that person, we'll have it figured out too, right? And then there's fear of abandonment, and this fear is often without precedence. We will go to the strangest lengths just to seemingly avoid being abandoned, which is nuts. And alternatively, we will simply destroy a relationship or sabotage a relationship in order to stay in control of said relationship. This next one is related, being difficulty trusting others. Always questioning the intent of others. It makes us a little paranoid, and as you can imagine, makes having lasting, like, real friendships difficult. And as I'm sure you can imagine after that, people with BPD often have unstable and unhealthy relationships. This stems from what has been labeled as love idealism and devaluation. Basically meaning we take a person that we have enjoyed spending time with, that we think is really great, that we would like to be like, and we put them high up on a pedestal, and then they disappoint us. Or they don't text us back, or a mood swing hits and we just decide they are the worst. Or, you know, as a random example, maybe you found out that this person is at the lake while your other friend is also at the lake, and you think that they've gone to the lake together and that they've left you out for some reason. And so suddenly you're angry at both of them and you say things that you really shouldn't have said at all. And you ruin a relationship that was actually really good because you suddenly were angry with these people that did nothing because they weren't even together the entire time. They were there for separate reasons. As a random example. Next up is impulsiveness, and I've been known to make a few impulsive purchases occasionally. But impulsiveness, it covers a variety of behaviors. Binge eating, substance abuse, cravings.
Do you ever find yourself in risky sexual encounters, or perhaps spending a wad of cash on a blender that you suddenly realize is the answer to all your problems? Do you feel like driving recklessly, trying illegal drugs, or even binge eating 2 tubs of Tillamook ice cream like there's no tomorrow? Well, now you can tell all your friends about it in a way like never before, with the hashtag Impulsive t-shirt. Use it on your social media. Let it speak for you. You'll never have to explain yourself again. And this can be yours today for the low price of $22.99. Click the link below now. These fashion-forward tees are going fast. Buy it now.
Now for the symptom that gets us into the most trouble. Intense mood swings. These mood swings can last days, sometimes just hours. They can go from extreme depression to total happiness and then back again. They can go from totally fine to fiercely enraged. The next symptom on my list, I have no personal experience with. Self-harm. I have what I am self-diagnosing as dermatillomania, where I pick my skin when I'm anxious or stressed, but I've never cut, burned, or whatever else self-harm that people are doing these days. Pain? Not for me. Nope. On to one of my defining symptoms of BPD. Chronic feelings of emptiness. It is unlike anything you know. This is not depression. I first assumed, for a long time, I assumed that was my depression. Was just this empty feeling, this feeling. It's not a feeling though. That's the weirdest thing. It is so different from anything. It's different from anger, sadness, happiness. You can't grasp any of those feelings when you are in this void of emptiness. There are emotions all around you that you can reach out to, but you can't keep hold of any emotion. It is just a black hole. It is absolutely this dense emptiness. There's no happiness, there's no sadness, there's no anger, there's just nothing. You just feel nothing. You just can shut it off completely. One of the hardest parts of my BPD that I deal with. Dissociation. I have not had a lot of dissociation in my BPD, but whenever I have, it is trippy. I'm like seriously trippy. Dissociation is feeling cut off from yourself. Sometimes it feels like you are watching yourself outside of your own body, and it can also just be sort of a lack of reality, unable to grasp reality as it is. You kind of get lost in it. My main experience with dissociation was when I was pregnant with baby number 3. And I would get in this headspace where I believed, truly believed, that something terrible had happened to one of my children or to my husband. And I would go into a full-fledged panic attack, like crying uncontrollably, like I was mourning the loss of my family, who were completely fine and probably in another part of the house. But I couldn't separate what I was making up in my head with what was actually happening. And it's overwhelming. Or, I mean, yeah, dissociation is no joke, and it can be a symptom that can truly hinder someone's ability to just function normally. Just be able to do anything, to go out, to get a job, to live a normal life. Dissociation can really, really mess with that. And if that wasn't enough to put us on the outskirts of society, some of us have inappropriate bouts of anger or have a hard time controlling our anger. That would be rough. I, thankfully, do not have that specific condition. I can occasionally rage, sure, but I don't connect that to my BPD. And lastly, recurring thoughts of suicide. Unfortunately, this is a symptom that I have dealt with for a very long time. And if you struggle with the desire to end your own life, go talk to someone. I know everyone's going to tell you that, to talk to someone, but seriously, go talk to someone. I have links in the description of suicide hotlines, and I texted one of these hotlines a couple years ago, and you know, it was just really nice to have someone ask me how I was feeling. Someone totally unrelated who didn't know my situation, who didn't know I had kids and that I needed to stick around for them. They just wanted to know how I was. And it was really comforting to just feel like someone cared about just me and not my impact on everyone around me, but just me living my life and you know, living my best life. It wasn't about anybody else. And that was really comforting. So, you know, if you just need to talk to someone, try a texting hotline. Try calling a suicide hotline. They're really lovely. They're not necessarily talking you down, they're just talking to you. They're just showing that someone on this planet cares. So, yeah, give it a try. So far, borderline personality disorder doesn't have a specific treatment. Only the symptoms can be treated with antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, antipsychotics. Talk therapy is a very common treatment, among others. If you think that this could be your diagnosis, talk to your doctor, talk to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist, a holistic specialist, which I'm pretty sure is just some kind of witch. Whatever it is that you do that. Help yourself. There's no reason we shouldn't all live fulfilling lives. If you enjoyed this video or you just want to be a pal, give this video a like and please subscribe. And if you feel so inclined, do share this video and help spread awareness. Thank you for watching. Oh, and also, if you want to get one of those #impulsive tees, look in the description box. Get yourself hooked up. I'll see you next time. Bye! Can you see me? Can you focus? Can you say hi? Can you say mama?
Mama.
And this fear is often... You want to tell them? Go ahead.